His name was Charles Coward, British soldier, captured early in the war and held as a prisoner in Nazi Germany. His surname meant coward, and what he did while in prison near one of the most infamous camps in history was among the bravest things any prisoner of war attempted. This is the story of the man they called the Count of Auschwitz. Coward was captured by German forces in 1940. From the very beginning, he refused to accept captivity. He escaped repeatedly and was recaptured repeatedly. He was resourceful, fearless, and utterly determined to cause his captors as much trouble as one man possibly could. Eventually, he was sent to a prisoner of war camp attached to a vast industrial complex in occupied Poland. And there he saw something that changed everything. The prisoner of war camp, where Coward was held, sat near an enormous industrial site, and beside it stood one of the most notorious concentration camps in occupied Europe. British prisoners worked alongside forced laborers who were being systematically worked to death. Coward saw the condition of these men. He saw people arriving and never leaving. He understood far earlier than most in the outside world exactly what was happening there. As a senior British prisoner and Red Cross representative in his camp, Coward had a limited freedom of movement that other prisoners did not. He used it. He began smuggling information out in coded letters, hidden messages, describing what was being done at the camp next door. These reports reached British intelligence. At a time when much of the world still did not know or would not believe, Charles Coward was one of the voices insisting on the truth. But Coward went further than reporting. He devised an extraordinary scheme. Using chocolate and cigarettes from Red Cross parcels, currency of enormous value in that world, he bribed guards to obtain the bodies of prisoners who had already died. He then used those identities to swap out living prisoners from the concentration camp, replacing them on the roll with the dead. Men who were condemned were quietly given the identity of someone already gone and moved to relative safety among the prisoners of war. Every single exchange carried the risk of immediate execution. If the guards had realized what he was doing, if a single swapped man had been recognized, if a bribed guard had talked, Coward would have been killed without hesitation. He had no protection. He was a prisoner himself, entirely at their mercy. And yet he did it again and again. Each time gambling his own life for the life of a stranger he would probably never see again. The exact number will never be known. The whole operation depended on leaving no records. But Charles Coward is credited with having saved hundreds of people through these identity exchanges and his other efforts. After the war, he testified at trials about what he had witnessed. His account helped establish the truth of what happened there. He was honored by Israel as righteous among the nations, a title given to non-Jews who risked their lives to save Jews during the Holocaust.